Hello everyone, it is your figure break, and today on your break, we're going to be taking a look at Goodsmall Company's 1/8 scale Saber Alter Cuirassier Noir version. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your break. Alright, so, kind of a long-awaited hiatus, huh? Yeah, so hi, I'm alive, don't worry. But yeah, I am back now, full swing. Obviously with the whole, quarantine, all that stuff, my schedule was completely thrown off because I was still working actually during the entire time and going out to a physical place to work. So yeah, it was a little stressful to say the least, but I'm back. Everything has kind of calmed down for me anyways, so here we are. Let's go ahead and get into the review of this figure, and the first thing that I want to talk about is going to be the outfit of this figure. The sculpt work is just amazing. There's really good detail work, especially with the pants. You can see all the stitch work that's on the pants that has been sculpted into it, the wrinkles, and then they also had wonderful different kinds of paint that they used, like the gloss on the boots that's even paired with shading, and then of course the matte blacks, and even almost kind of different shades of blacks as well, like when it comes to the top and the shorts. Just wonderful different shades of black gloss to show all the different parts of the figure, and then sculpt work that's just paired really well with it. The hair of the figure was not forgotten about either on this figure. Wonderful detail work was put into the sculpt with a lot more than usual kind of detail of the strands of hair, especially on the crown of her head, on the bangs and in the ponytail, which are flowing beautifully with movement. And then it's all paired also really well with shading. Just really good detail work that they put into the hair of this figure. The face of the figure really shows both the personality and the movement that's going on with this figure. She has this really determined, powerful face onto it, and she's almost looking to you if she has a goal to accomplish something. Whatever she's doing, she either has a target in mind that she's going after, just a very focused, determined face expression that's on this figure. The bike of the figure is really not that much different from the Cuirassier version from Fate Zero of Saber. It's just a recolor of it. Really good sculpt still, really good paint job. It's nice, clean, lines, colors, all that jazz. It's really, again, just the same bike, different coloration. That's the only difference pretty much with it. Now, as for the base of the figure. The base of the figure, Goodsmall Company is keeping it consistent with all of their Saber face figures. A nice, simple base doesn't take away from the figure, but does still complement it in terms of the action that it's doing, or maybe even the place that it's in. You can really tell that Saber Alter right here is in Shinjuku, which is where she came from. And speaking of, just like all of the other Goodsmall Company Saber face figures, they of course have the nameplate of the game or the franchise that the character came from. It just says Fate Grand Order. Just like all the other Goodsmall Company bases, it complements the figure, but doesn't take away from the figure. Alright, so, as for a rating of this figure, I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. Goodsmall Company did a really good job with this figure and kind of overcoming a little bit of a challenge, I have to admit. It is really hard to kind of do shading when it comes to just matte black kind of figures, but they kind of almost made up for that by putting in more sculpt detail when it comes to it, like the waviness of the shirt, the wrinkles on the boots, which do have a little bit of shading. It just doesn't stand out as much because, well, most shading is done with black or blackish colors sometimes. And again, they're just keeping it consistent with all the Goodsmall Company figures of it's not too loud of a figure when it comes to the base especially, and just kind of it fits in with all of the sets of the Goodsmall Company Saberface figures, which is really, really nice. So I am really glad that I have gotten this figure. And, well, yeah, it's a good figure. I would highly recommend it if you are a Saber Alter fan, and even more so if you are a Saberface fan. Okay, everyone, that concludes my review of Goodsmall Company's 1/8 scale Saber Alter Cuirassier Noir version. I really hope you enjoyed the review, and if you did, make sure you hit subscribe, leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this figure, and also leave it a like if you can. And if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link down below. And really hope you enjoyed your break too. And I'll see you in the next video. See you later. I would like to take this moment to thank my patrons, especially Neat, Jessica, Dimmick, and Ice9EX. Thank you all very much for supporting the channel.